Hello everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Solo Leveling Episode 8. This is frustrating. So after the brief hiatus, we are back with Solo Leveling. They dropped 2 episodes, so I'll be dropping 2 videos. This is the first of those 2, so stay tuned in the channel to see what else comes out in Episode 9. So I'm going to get into spoilers. This was a really good episode, I will say, but it was not the strongest of the 2 that dropped. That's not to say that this was bad or anything. I'm just saying like that's how much more I enjoyed the other one. So, but let's talk about episode 8. So, we catch up with Jinwoo as he kind of decides to get stronger, right? To get the elixir. We know that the elixir will save his mom because it'll cure all illnesses. I don't know if it'll be as easy as that, but at least that's kind of what the information that we have and the information that Jinwoo has right now. It's that at least. Jinho comes to him asking, like, like he takes that proposal into consideration to work with him, help him become a guild master, and then from there he would get a bunch of money and stuff. So he decides to work with Jinho. He also kind of continues to uh, take into consideration like picking up jobs from the guild and stuff like that. So, or the big organization. We also check in on Hunter Cha Hein, I believe that's her name. She's one of the S ranked hunters who is approached by a mysterious man who we later find out to be somebody from Yokin Construction, the new guild that's being put together. So she's kind of made an offer to join the guild. Later on, she goes in to say like, I won't take it in. She goes into her boss, and I guess the leader of the guild that she's a part of, to explain that she would not be like, just to explain about this approach. So I wonder how this other competing guild will come into play later on. I feel like we're just kind of dropping little hints of like all these other things that we're gonna set up. Um, I will say, and I don't know if this is something that happens in the original text or the books, but we get a lot of moments of like recapping. Here we see Jinho and his dad talking once again about the world and explaining how everything works. Um, I understand this is exposition that you will probably need maybe in the first opening chapters, but we're in chapter 8 now. I think the viewers should know kind of how the world works. So Jinho's dad giving us a recap of everything once again feels like a little bit redundant. I don't know. That was just. It also happens right in the middle of the episode, so I feel like all the momentum we'd been building. Yeah, I don't know. It feels a little weird. Uh, yeah, I don't know what to make of that really. So Jinwoo obviously finds leveling up frustrating, and I think this is really fun because as a gamer, if you ever played anything where you have to level up, obviously the first few levels you go through very quickly, you're kind of rewarded pretty fast, but then as things get harder and you get higher, it's obviously a lot more difficult to level up. So that's what this is all about. That's what he's here for, to raise up his powers, raise up his level. We do check in on a lot of the survivors from the first dungeon, and I think that that comes into play towards the end of the episode, of course, because all of them kind of are reunited in this next mission that they all took. Right, really cool to see a lot of these guys. Just how are they doing um, after everything that happened at the beginning of the show? And then, interestingly enough, a twist was that the rest of their party will be comprised of prisoners, substitute convicts. So like convicts that are substitute hunters, or I guess they were hunters. They have hunting abilities, but they've also committed crimes. So they are serving out a prison sentence. So throwing this wrench into the works will make for a really interesting episode for episode 9. So this was a fun one. Good to catch back up. Good to see everything again. They keep showing us some of the other S rank hunters, and I don't really care for their story at the time. I know I'm sure it's gonna eventually come into like the bigger picture, but for now, I just want to focus on Jinwoo and understanding and learning his abilities, and even him interacting with some of the people that we've met before still feels pretty interesting. So we'll see what happens next. But if you've seen this episode, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, Thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.